This is our chance to achieve greatness.
Here's Dang. Oh, he beats LeBron James.
This is going to be our toughest challenge.
LeBron shoots for three and hits. LeBron James from downtown.
The bandwagon's empty. Remember, this is how we started the season. No one was with us.
Here is Rose on the drive. Oh, my goodness.
You can get this done. Win this game.
You've got to bring it tonight and stay the course.
It's LeBron with the step back. Yes!
Well, the game was in Chicago, but there is always action in South Beach. This was a Miami Heat viewing party, and they liked what they saw because their Heat made their way to the next step, and that is the NBA Finals. And we welcome you to Game Time. Vince Cellini alongside Steve Smith and Dennis Scott. And you've heard of the South Beach flu, right?
Yes.
Well, there's some nauseous people in Chicago. There's a little stomach thing going around, courtesy of what happened in Game 5. Let's take a look at the highlights and what happened at United Center for this Game 5, as LeBron James was coming off a 35-point effort in Game 4. Meanwhile, the MVP trying to save his team's season tonight. First quarter, Bulls up early, but Bosh comes up with a steal to LeBron James, and this is part of a 12-2 Heat run.
You know, this great play by LeBron James, and attacking Keith Bogus had a foul at the time, didn't want to pick up another one. Gave LeBron James an easy layup, and this was LeBron James saying, I'm not going to do this to Lil Dang. It's not going to be easy. And Dang said, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to take it.
Boy, he tried to track Dang down.
Those are cameras taking pictures.
Sure was. He missed the free throw, however. Miami is up by 1. Then Dang outlets to Derrick Rose. He knows what to do.
Yes, it's called attack mode. Get into the paint, get to the rim, put pressure on the defense.
Well, the scorers from Chicago stepping up early. Dang, this is a deep three. Part of a 15-6 Bulls run. Second quarter now. LeBron James losing the basketball, but only he can do this Houdini escape.
I like this. Play on the post. Next step for him to get great on that block.
With the shot clock going down.
Bulls bench getting involved now. Watson to Kyle Korver.
Yeah, the Bulls wish Korver could have brought a few more of those jump shots throughout the series.
But D. Wade, back in the hometown, maybe pressing a little bit some troubles early, guys.
He was, you can tell. But this is a lot of great defense by the Chicago Bulls. He is seeing people. He is seeing bodies, and they're creating this wall. And you're right, he turned the basketball over.
6 times in the first half alone. Meanwhile, Bosh missing, but Mike Miller with a follow.
And we know Mike Miller can make shots, but I don't think we give him enough credit for rebounding the ball plays like this.
All right, Bulls in transition. Rose and Dang for the 3.
Luol Deng, I take my hat off to him. Having to guard LeBron James and had the score on the other end on offense for Chicago, he did a nice job in this series.
Bulls up by 7 at the half. Then Keith Bogans to Derrick Rose for the 3.
Big-time money ball, 9 for 29. Tough from the field tonight, but he had to give his team a chance.
What a great effort here by Rose.
Ooh, big-time move right there.
That was chest to chest on Chris Bosh.
52-44, Chicago in front. Then Rose out to Bogans for a 3. 55-44, an 11-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Now, LeBron and Boozer go way back. Remember with the Cavs? It was all good. Boozer to James for that dunk. Yeah, I got you, man. It's all good. But now, oh, how things have changed.
Different uniforms.
Different result.
Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't know you.
Can't let you come in here and dunk the basketball.
You're not my neighbor anymore.
That is a left forearm over the chops of LeBron. Then Bosh drives, picks up the foul. Taj Gibson reacts and gets teed up. You can't do that.
Overt.
Can't do that.
The overt technical foul.
Meanwhile, Rose driving for the lefty lay-in. 60-53, Chicago still out in front, playing for that season. Now the quarter winding down. This was huge.
It was. 2 people closing out on Bosh. He knocked it down, and great find by LeBron James.
20 points in the game for him. Chicago is up by 5 after 3 quarters. Then Taj Gibson to Kurt Thomas, the ageless one.
Oh, the ageless one came in, knocked down big shots.
10-point lead for Chicago, working on Wade's shoulder during the game and before the game as well. He looks okay to me.
He looks stretched out and ready to go in this fourth quarter.
Sure was. Well, the Bulls seemingly in control. Thomas comes up with a basketball to Ronnie Brewer for 3. He had 10 off the bench. But the Heat heating up. The steal, D. Wade goes in for the layup and 1. He missed the free throw.
The Heat defense created so much easy offense in that fourth quarter.
Then LeBron a 3.
They knocked down some threes, 3 or 4 in that fourth quarter for 75%. Beautiful basketball by the Heat to close it out. And Derrick Rose, they wouldn't go away. They're up to 7. They said, hey, we're going to stay in this thing. But this foul right here and bucket by Dwayne Wade kind of turned the corner for him.
Yeah, deflated him.
4-point play. 4 for 5 in the final quarter was D. Wade. And after a Rose miss, LeBron, a three-pointer.
That was a dagger. That
All
was the
tied
one.
up.
That was the one. And then the defense, easy offense.
Turnover for Rose. James is going to hit a jumper. Had a dozen in the final quarter. Miami is up by 2. But Derrick Rose is fouled by LeBron James. Made the first free throw, missed the second. He had 25 in the game, 9 of 29 shooting. Bosh hit a couple of free throws, and then Chicago's season came down to this.
Rose on the wing, throws up a prayer, and the ball taken by Miller. And that's the ball game. What a comeback for the Miami Heat. They'll advance to the NBA championship for the second time in franchise history. An unbelievable comeback for Miami as they win this ball game and take this series 4-1.
What an amazing comeback. That's right, 4-1 in the series, and it's off to a rematch with Dallas in the NBA Finals, just like 2006. The Big Three, 69 of the 83 points. Meanwhile, the Bulls lose 4 straight in the series to bow out. First Oprah, and then the Bulls say farewell in Chicago. Meanwhile, LeBron loving life.
I'm happy. You know, in anyone's job, you know, they always try to find some way they can do their job and be happy doing it. You know, and that's where I am right now in my life, as far as on the court and off the court. And, you know, I just keep on, I'm trying to get better every day, as not only as a basketball player, but as a father, as a friend. I mean, all the above, I guess.
We had to go through a process. We've been saying that since the beginning of the year, that we had a team of 9 new players, a lot of new components. We're trying to build a team philosophy, build up a defensive system, and then, you know, work on building a half-court system where guys feel comfortable, even though they have slightly different roles. So we had to go through a lot of adversities, and that struggle that we went through March, where we lost 5 straight, all of them close games, where we didn't execute down the stretch and weren't able to close games out, that helped us. As painful as that was, we had to go through that fire together to be able to gain the confidence where we can be successful now in the postseason.
Everything is a learning experience where we're definitely sad that we lost, but if anything, we'll take a lot from it, where we'll get closer as a team, get better, and the only thing we could do now is work on our games and in the summer and just try to get it next year.
You know, but you got to give credit when credit is due, and Miami's a hell of a team. They're Hollywood as hell, but they're still very good, so you got to give credit when credit is due. You know, it's just tough to be in this position right now.
What was this Hollywood as hell?
Yes, they are Hollywood, but they're very good at the same time.
So that was complimentary, but it was kind of a shot at the same time. But, you know, we get it. All right, it came down to the fourth quarter in this game, 26-18. It's the Heat outscoring the Bulls there. But it was how they did it, Smitty, and how exciting and how they pulled this game.
I think offensively, you start off, that was a big 3. They scored all the 26 points in that fourth quarter. Then defensively, how they did it against Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. They got deflections, they got stopped, and guess what? They decided to play LeBron James on Derrick Rose in that fourth quarter. And I think the biggest key was they had 5 fast break points to 0. Those 5 points so easy really got the Bulls on their heels.
No, you're right, Smitty. Also, you throw in there guys that the Heat go 7 for 10 from the free throw line. So that means they're getting to the basket, attacking, not settling for jump shots. And that 4-point play, I think, really let the air out of the Bulls at the very end. There's plays like that, and then LeBron comes and finishes it off.
They have figured it out. During the regular season, we talked about the Heat not being able to finish games. But in this 18-3 run, it is Wade and James, each scoring 8 there. So the big two stepping up when they had to and finding this sort of relationship on the floor, this sort of, we got it thing.
Oh, you know what? This board right here tells it all. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. They scored 18 points, 6 for 6. They played almost virtually perfect basketball and no turnovers in that last 3 minutes and 14 seconds.